Outer Ring, and he is going to give us some FOMO material, which he actually just shared before, and we already told him stop.
Awesome.
you gotta take a step back. You gotta
amazing.
Relax. So first, this game, I mean, the website itself, the animation and like the quality of it is amazing. I'm just gonna say that, put that out there, and the teaser, which is actual in-game footage. Like, I want to play that like now. So as always, though, so we're gonna go over that. We have some information about the latest Axie hack, and I'm not even gonna say it. All right. As always, we have
something else.
I'm gonna put up the disclaimer. We'll be back in a bit, so stay tuned. This is some FOMO stuff right here. I'm excited for this. Today's a good day. All right, guys, we're back.
I love your new logo.
I love it.
Talked about it. Yeah.
I do miss the astronaut in some ways, but I love the new logo. I think it's an improvement for sure.
We're making a slow transition here. I'm not going to hit everybody with a huge rebrand, but the website and everything's coming along nicely.
Awesome.
I'm excited for it. Maybe next week. I know it's
Speaking of announcements,
there's one thing I want to say. Today's April 1st, and I keep seeing all these people saying it's April Fool stuff. There's none of that on this show. We're gonna be professional. There's none of that. This is all real stuff right here.
We're pros, guys.
Good. We're gonna keep it professional.
And in that vein, announcements and whatnot. So yeah, we pulled a little bit of a Twitter April Fool's gag. So no, guys, if you're wondering, uplink is not going to facilitate USD purchases with USD. But we had a little fun.
That's it.
In other news, in what is probably the worst kept secret on Telegram, yes, we are pleased to welcome Outer Ring as our newest uplink partner. So
yeah,
welcome.
Bravo. Yeah, you can buy now Galactic Quadrants, which is our fictional governance tokens through Flourish. Yeah, it's amazing.
Awesome.
It's great.
You know what's really fun, Ricardo, is we didn't announce it. We wanted to be a big surprise, and everybody in the community found out anyway.
yeah, because we were so excited.
It's all good.
You can buy Galactic Quadrants with your credit card.
Come on, guys.
Amazing. Just go do it. Just go buy it.
I like it.
That's awesome.
All right, Ricardo, tell us about Outer Ring. Again, for those on the site, I'll pull up the website. Tell us about it. Give us a brief elevator pitch on it. Yeah. Again, the design of it, it's amazing. I love it. The gamification aspect, it's all cool.
Yeah, sure.
Not the game. Well, if you want, I could bring up the site. I could do that.
No, well, I can share the site as well.
Okay.
And then we can start commenting on it. Is like I said, we got hacked. So this thing, when you're successful, everybody wants a piece of you. So yeah,
that's right.
It's checking the browser.
Finally, I've got your screen up. Again, we're live right now, so I'm going to share it. You're good with that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Always confirming it.
Yeah, so this is our website. We are Outer Ring, which is a deep space MMORPG. This game has been in development for, I think, the last 3 years internally. And then last year in an event here in Spain in a city called Motril, a blockchain event, we announced that we were releasing this. It was during the time that everything that played to our mature Web3, all these games that come out last year and this, so everything came together for us. It was the right moment, and then we've launched. We did a round on investment at the end of last year, and with private investment on the equity on the project, plus the sale of the token, which is the Galactic Quadrant, which is you already can buy it. You can buy it here with SwapSwap and Pancake, and also now we're launching Wobi. So it's trading right now in the OV platform. And we managed to raise for the project around 15 million euros. And our idea is to launch a pre-alpha of the game this June and start getting the community growing and the people playing and develop the game with our growing community, and it's a player-driven experience. It's all about the player. The player will be able to do, it's like a sandbox game, a MMORPG. You can log in, you can do a lot of stuff in there. You can go on missions, you can go on raids, you can put up your shop of weapons if you want, or your armory. You can do whatever you want in the game, and because everything is NFT, you can monetize everything that you do inside the game.
Okay.
So that's what we envision in Outer Ring.
So
And
Ricardo, I took over the screen just because
yeah,
I know that you have like a wide screen. And I think the graphics, I wanted
is
to make
our
sure everybody sees
distorted.
these graphics. So the
Okay.
website, like it looks really, really nice. The animation,
Yeah, sure, no
video
problem.
component, everything, it's top notch. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
So,
scroll through the site as you're talking to also not distract you.
no
But
worries.
we'll go back to your screen for the in-game footage. We'll do that.
Correct. Yeah, that's it. So you can even download the tech demo if you go up. So there you can download the demo, and then there's a video showing the possibilities of the metaverse. Everything that I explained before, you can basically we're gamers at heart, so we're building a game. We're not building an experience. We want to create a game. The game that has blockchain technology, it becomes kind of like a metaverse. So we're talking with several companies as well, in regards to how they can monetize and how to do business within Outer Ring, and because everything's an NFT as well. For example, we're talking to car companies, so you're able to buy an NFT car, drive it around Great Silver City, which is the main hub of the game, and then if you want to burn the NFT, you get the car delivered to your door. Same goes for supermarket.
All right,
That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna hold on.
Wow.
So just for some FOMO material here. So hold on. Stop
Wow.
all this right now. Hold on. There's another metaverse project out. Oh, there's many metaverse projects that are out there. I personally, I'm a car guy. I love cars, and I have some connections. And I've brought these connections up multiple times: Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsches, McLarens. If you can actually somehow, again, like scan their dealership, right? And then the
Yes.
cars, obviously to keep it within your graphics, to the theme, that's available. So if you want to, and exactly with what you said, we could actually go into the dealership, we can see the car, we could go into it. If there's an NFT, we could then buy the NFT, which is then as buying the car.
Yes.
I ran that through my head so many times. And I believe Eric, I told you that too. So when this is over,
Love it.
we have to talk because that's possible. Just that other projects, unfortunately, haven't acted on it.
No, we're talking with a lot of car companies, which I cannot disclose which ones they are because we haven't closed any deals. But we want to have the showcase there, show the new cars. You drive around in the virtual world. You can turn into a spaceship as well. It's an NFT. It belongs to you. And then they said, no, I don't want it anymore. I will burn it, and then you get the car delivered to your house, which is what makes sense. Same goes for groceries. Something that's so mundane as growing shopping. We're talking with a few supermarket chains here in Europe. You go there, they have their shop within Great Silver City. You buy the stuff, which are NFTs. They will be within all of the NFTs will have their use within the game, give you different kind of perks and immunity if you want to go on raids. But say you screw it, that part of it, I'm going to burn the NFTs, and then you get the groceries delivered to your house. So that's how we want to connect the virtual world with the real world through the blockchain technology, NFT, and Web3, which is the ultimate goal of our project. And let's say that you've created, a weapon shop within the game. You've gathered all the blueprints, you get all the materials, you're trading, you're making profit, and then as you collect galactic quadrants, you will earn enough to buy yourself, let's say, a Ferrari within the game. And then you can have the real Ferrari in real life when it gets delivered to you. That's how we're connecting all this. That's why it's play-driven, play-to-earn project. And we've did the launch of the Galactic Quadrant. Is doing quite well for the current health of the crypto market, which is rather we've had a slump period right now. It was kind of like crypto winter, but I think we're coming out of it.
I think we're right about ready to get out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was not the perfect time to launch but we had our roadmap. We had to deliver, and the investors with it. We did it, and it was a success. And now we're trading with Wobi, and we've partnered with the guys from Flourishing AI. We can buy the token with a credit card as well. So like everybody's excited about the project, everybody's collaborating with various partnerships. So we're really excited what's going to be next when we actually launch it and start people engaging with it, playing with it. So it's quite fun.
Very cool. I mean, the one part that just stands out is the fact that you're
Awesome.
taking this metaverse aspect and you're connecting it to the real world. We see so many NFT play to earn games that are out there, which is fine. You know, they have their own ecosystem, but to really branch it out and connect the real world into this, that's awesome. I love that part.
Brilliant. So you want to see a technical demo? Shall we?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Totally.
Let's show.
And ultimately, what we're getting at is I could, and we'll talk about this after the demo, but basically I can use my credit card again to then, so direct fiat going into your token and then into your ecosystem.
Correct.
And ultimately then possibly buying a Ferrari.
If when we launch the game and you earn enough galactic quadrant, yes. You already have the money to do it.
I like it. Maybe so, Eric, maybe we could have like a lottery system through upLink, whereas some person that's going through and doing transactions perhaps wins the Ferrari through the metaverse.
Yeah.
Buy an upLink, win a Lambo.
Why not? Do it based on transactions, randomized. All right, you guys ready? I want to see this gameplay. I'm going to share the screen.
Am I sharing already, right? You see it? Yeah.
Looks good.
Yes.
It looks good. Yeah, the graphics. They have a white screen.
Yep.
But I use it for gaming and working. I can have like multiple windows here, so it's quite fun.
Oh, good.
But not
we encourage play during work. Yes. That's awesome.
Yeah. So this is a technical demo that's right now available through our website. So it has the text mining station. So we have partners text tools. And as you can see, we've created a game that's low poly. So it can run on most of our computers. I
love like the small details, like the dust from the footprints. I mean, it's like, again, it's just attention to detail.
Yeah. These
guys are pros. That's the thing. Ricardo's for anybody who doesn't know about these guys, Ricardo's pretty humble, right? But there's a lot of gaming DNA here, and it really does show in the product.
Yes, we've been all gamers at heart. So this is one of the missions. So you need to attack. I don't know how the streaming is. If you're looking at it with the frame rate that I'm looking here.
So question, right now we're just looking at it from desktop, right? So monitor desktop, but there is the ability to actually have VR goggles to be in here? Or?
We are looking into that, yes, but we first want to support desktop, and then we'll see how we support VR, which we will as well.
Yeah, right off the bat, if I had my VR goggles on and we're just like this 3D world doing that, I'd be off my chair on the floor right now. I'd be like, I'd be like motion sickness. I'm out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you should. There's actually a kind of like a simulation called Space Engine. Have you guys heard of this simulation? That they actually have a VR version of it. And it's like actual real simulation of the universe.
Sick.
It's actually it makes you almost want to vomit when you like see some of this stuff in VR. It's really nauseating. Yeah.
This is one of the raids. So we just, as a player, you will like have a squadron and a guild as well within the game, and then you will have to attack certain objectives.
Very cool.
We are building all of this. So this is the kind of like the first prototypes of the mission, of course. Whoa.
This reminds me of like.
Is this also going to be on mobile as well, or just desktop?
We want to, yes, that's the idea.
I would love to play something like this on my iPad, for example.
Yeah, we want to do that because we've done everything. As you can see, everything is low poly. I want to take us to Great Silver City, which is here. So yeah, that's the idea. The idea for us is to be multi-platform in the end. We'll start with PC. I don't think we're going to go into consoles because it will depend. Those are region by Sony and Microsoft, and they will have to open up to NFT games. Yes. So we don't know just quite yet. This is the Great Silver City. I landed very
Pretty
badly.
good.
You're not
Perfect landing.
supposed to land like that.
He just shakes it off. He's like, I'm fine.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, this is Great Silver City. So I wanted to. This is like the main hub.
I noticed Bluezilla in the background. Are you advertising
Yes.
for like that's part of this as well, right?
This
It's
is like our
NASCAR.
Times Square. So all our partners
Oh, that's
and
cool.
everybody
Yeah.
else who
Ads,
come with us,
billboards.
yeah, they will be within. As you can see here, people
Uh,
will come here, interact. Like if you have a account with Bluezilla, all the APIs will be connected. For text tools as well, you
Cool.
will be able to trade. So the idea is to have those services, as you can see. And we have played the game, Baba, everybody that's here in our kind of Times Square in Great Silver City, then will have their own space and their offices. Even Textools has this whole building, and they want to
That's
hold
cool.
virtual meetings within their building with the people from across the world
That's
within our
awesome.
game.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
It's a really
and
good
then
idea.
I need to
yeah,
see an official uplink ATM machine. Go up to the ATM and put in your credit card, get the tokens.
yes, of course we're gonna have
That's what I want
that
to see
for
now.
sure. That's for sure. So yeah, this is like the main hub, and you see there will be like shops here everywhere. If you have enough money to buy a shop within Great Silver City, then you will be able to sell stuff, and
That's very cool.
so it's quite cool. And then of course we will open here, and like I said, you can come to the teller, which is not yet integrated. And then you press here, and then because we support everything with APIs,
Mhm.
that will mean that you will be able to access your account and trade and everything.
That's amazing. I love that.
Perfect. That
Uh,
would be excellent.
and
Yeah.
all the windows will be actual in real time as well. That's
So
our
charting, you
idea.
can see the charts, and everything.
That's
Yes.
cool.
I mean,
So
what
my
is real?
question
What is
is,
real
can
life
you
at this point?
RTX enable it? That's my question.
Ray tracing.
Yeah, there's a club here, Pink Kitty. Let's see what's in the club. Oh wow. I never been here.
As long as we're good with that.
All right, Ricardo, it's a PG show.
Oh my god, let's get out of here.
All right.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
It's okay.
For a
It's
bit.
okay.
We're good.
And
We're
we were
out.
also, yeah, as a business talking about this club, they were like a red light district, which we
Yeah.
will have to, the people who enter it will have to prove a KYC, that they're old enough.
Very cool.
And we were talking with different sex shops that you can buy stuff there as well, and more the adult theme part of the game, but we still consider that also as a business model. But yes,
Cool.
it's supposed to be a PG game, so we will have uh, for people of all ages. And if, of course, when you start playing the game when you're young, you won't be able to trade with crypto. You're not old enough, but you will be able to still play the game. Let's say you're from 14 to 18. Once you reach majority of the age, you do the KYC. You will have a lot of money, a lot of galactic quadrants that you can actually take out and convert in whatever you want, in other cryptocurrencies or into fiat, and buy yourself something nice or invest in their education. That's what we envision the future to be.
Definitely.
And mothers and fathers will say, "Oh, you're wasting your time playing a game." Well, with
Times have changed a lot from that. Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
that won't be the case. This is our
That's what my
sports
parents
part.
used to tell me, that I was wasting my life playing Nintendo.
You're saying this is a sports bar?
Yeah, this is a sports part, and we plan to have. We're talking with a few broadcasters to have actual games being broadcast within
Wow.
also the. So whatever you can do outside, you can do in here, and that's the idea. Also, we want to do concerts, streaming concerts.
That's definitely going to
So
be big. Concerts,
yeah,
education halls for like presentations, speeches.
correct. Art
Um,
galleries and museums as well, with displays that they cannot actually do because they have like everything's in storage or they're quite fragile. We'll scan those assets, and then we'll do virtual galleries here within our game as well, and people will pay for it, so they can monetize it.
You
And they
could
will pay
buy
with
the art
Galactic.
as an NFT then, right? I would
You
imagine.
can buy
Exactly.
the art as an NFT and put it in your flat if you save enough to buy yourself a flat here. So the idea is this will be like the main hub, and then what we envision is that we add other types of worlds because it's the outer ring. So we will have different asteroids and planets,
That's cool.
and then
Mhm.
people can go there and build and create their own buildings and everything. It's a sandbox, and everything's connected, and everybody lives within this universe. But they can have, on their end, can create everything from scratch as well.
Awesome. Basically, endless opportunities. That's it.
Endless
Whatever
opportunities.
your mind can come up with, you're almost limited.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see because with this type of MMO sandbox games, the developers sometimes don't account to what the player will do, and they are always pleasantly surprised. So we are looking forward to see how the community and our players, will interact with this and how they will, to some extent, what they're going to create. So we're
Very
quite
cool.
excited to see that. And everything is craftable, everything is buildable. We're working on those systems to finalize, fine tune them, and then, like we said, we are trying to.
I love everything about it, even from just the advertising. Like you feel like so I'm in New York. If I actually just went to Times
Yeah,
Square, like that's Times Square. Like you
It
just see
looks like that,
billboards,
right?
ads, the holographic palm trees. Like I'm in Florida. Love it.
I'm
Yeah.
sad that the trees are holographs. I feel like that's a statement about the
That's
the
the
state of the
future.
world. And,
Yeah,
It's an asteroid. It's an asteroid. No, I really like the sports bars too, because as you guys know, I mean, it's pretty rare nowadays to watch a sports game without having like a phone in your face as well. It's, you kind of split attention, right? So I really think that's really neat. They can come in, play the game, and then also kind of watch their favorite match as well. Super, super, super great idea.
yeah,
All right. Also, so I mean, one big part with this game, this is visual, but there's also auditory, right? There's audio in the background. We're
Mhm.
just not pulling that through for this sample, but like you're fully immersed into this whole system, right?
yeah. Fully immersed. That's the idea.
Very cool.
All right.
All right, no more teasers. You've
No
given
more
enough.
teasers. Yeah.
So
You got to
tell
play
us
the
a
game
little
to see what
bit.
happens next.
Tell us a little bit about this collaboration. So we have Flourishing AI, Uplink, and then Outer Ring. So obviously the whole point behind this is they go from fiat to your token, right? To make it easily attainable. Have you heard members from your community asking to make, like, do you ever have problems with community members saying, how do we get your token? Do you ever run into that, or?
Yeah, they were asking about that, how to get the token, and at the beginning we launched through Pancake, and we were able to do it, and then we started trading at the 31st with Wobi, so you can trade it through their platform. And then the guys from Flourishing AI came with uplink. We were talking to them, and then you can buy with a credit card directly from our website as well, and through the website too. So the token is available, and we want to utilize the token for everything. The idea would be that it just doesn't live in outer ring. We wanted to have more uses in the long term to add more value to our token and make it grow as well with the community.
I agree. Well, I also a lot
Totally.
of these exchanges don't have the ability to connect directly into your game. But Uplink, as I said, if possible, you could literally just have like an Uplink machine there.
Yeah,
How it then works, it's
exactly.
up to you guys, but I could see that happening.
And what I show you, we can put APIs on any website there and just make everything work. And you will have the website there, and you will interact. You will close. You will do your business. Everything. You don't have to go outside the game to do everything. And we're also talking to banks and other type of financial institutions that do like these small credits, small loans.
like a loan.
So to encourage people, if they want to do a loan, they will have the collateral of their NFTs, which will have to have some value, of course. And then people can get access to more of the tokens inside the game to do more stuff and try to foster the economy.
Interesting.
It's
Yeah, we actually
fantastic.
that just started coming out with
Yeah.
like Bored Apes, so having collateral for the loans, right?
Yes,
Key component that was
exactly.
only like a couple of months ago, but it's happening. We're seeing that this whole not just the token, the NFT part. Just that just opened up the gates for everything.
It opens the floodgates. It's like we're gonna build a real economy within the game that will translate outside the game as well. So it's quite exciting. So what we're making right now, and some projects are going to get it right, others don't. We've seen a few examples of of games, blockchain games that are getting there, but they're quite simple. This is like the fully first complex game that we've seen.
Mhm.
There's a few like doing bust, like Star Atlas one, which I know you're familiar with that project, and then they released a video of what they're working on, and it was quite disappointing. I don't know if you guys saw it.
No, I didn't see that one. But as you're saying, though, I mean, to have a full pledge, full ecosystem that could be enhanced and to keep being upgraded and not just like dead ended. I mean, you kind of kill off your business just by doing that. Yeah, I think few years into the future, not just months.
No, it's a lot, and we expect to have the pre-alpha available by June, and then work with the community, and then develop the game, have an alpha 6 months down the line, put more content in, and 18 months down the line we expect to have the full game out there, and then we'll continue to develop, because an MMORPG, like World of Warcraft, you can develop for decades if you do it right and you keep the community engaged and you keep putting content out. So that's our plan, to be a long-term project.
Yeah, don't want to be a fad, that's for sure. Yeah, the hype has to be constantly.
Engagement should be very high for this project, just due to the fact alone that people are making real money investments and actually have property and assets and stuff in the game.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, going forward, just you guys, it's just keep doing what you're doing with the game aspect alone is huge. But the collaborations, partnerships, and then I'll just reiterate what I heard you say before about bringing real businesses into the game. So just onboarding and constantly doing that. That's what's going to bring on everybody. That's it. That's just the missing link for majority of these projects.
Yeah, we have a whole department that does partnership and business development there then to bring more companies within the Outer Ring universe and ecosystem as well. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah. All right.
And I'll lend one more thought really quick, if I may. So a lot of these virtual world metaverses properties, a lot of them will actually just put out art, right? Ricardo, how long have you guys been working on the Outer Ring?
More than 3 years.
Yeah. And that's about right. So just for you guys to protect you guys buying into some of these tokens, right? That's the kind of answer that you want to see with this kind of a caliber game, right? It takes years, not months, right? And so a lot of game projects out there are basically putting something together in just a few months. Be wary of that. I'm not saying it maybe their scope is different. I mean, this is an MMO, but that's the kind of dedication and quality you should expect.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're seeing those pop up all the time. We're just seeing like, oh, check out this new game roadmap and we're going to release this in like 6 months. How long have you been working on it? Oh, we just started it. What?
Not going to happen.
No.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games.
Yeah. It takes a long time, takes a lot of effort, a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not easy to make games. It's quite complicated to make good games. You can make shitty games, but
right.
It will depend. I had a former boss who said, you have a chicken, you can do either chicken shit or chicken salad. You have to choose. So we always want to go to the chicken salad, though.
A little bit of a different time frame.
All right,
I'll
guys.
choose the chicken franchise.
All right, Ricardo. We want to talk about this Axie hack, but again, we want to showcase Outer Ring. We want to go through that. Do you want to stay on? Do you want to give your input on it? Are you aware as to what happened, or?
Well, about what I read on the news, which was terrible. It's almost like 600 million. No.
Yeah.
Taken. 625, right? Taken.
Not too much.
Out of the Ronin network. But I think the hacker returned the money. That's what I read somewhere. Oh, that's bullshit.
Really? All right, I haven't heard that part.
Did they? I don't know.
To show that the weaknesses that they had within their network. I read one news like that, but it might be April Fools, maybe.
Oh, that'd be terrible, April Fool.
That would be so mean.
Here's your money. Goodness. Oh, just kidding.
April Fools.
All right.
We're keeping it.
Eric, do
Oh
you want to
yeah,
go
it
over
was
what
was
happened, or
horrible.
do you want me to bring it up? Because we did make a video on it earlier this
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
actually, when it
Bring-
happened, like
bring-
right away.
Bring it
And
up.
it was kind of sad to actually realize what happened. And this could have been prevented. It should never have even happened, believe it or not.
No, it's supposed to be the most secure thing, the blockchain. Why? They had like a
Right.
secondary network there, and it was not with proper checks. Like it had like 5 validators, and the hacker took over like 4 of them and
So,
got away with all the money. It's like, oh my God.
well,
No.
Eric, do you want to go over it? I'm going to look over to see if this hacker actually returned it or what. I'm curious to know.
Yeah, I
Do you want me to
mean,
go over it?
so a few things. They had 9 validators on the network, right? For frame of reference, for those of you who didn't catch the last Beyond FOMO show where we talked about this. So 9 validators, right? Sounds like a lot. Ethereum has 222,000.
Yeah.
So my point is, if you're going to do a 50% plus 1 attack, that is control 50% of the validators plus 1, right? Really hard to do with a lot more validators, right? Also, one of the things they could have done, even with a smaller group of validators, and now they did do this after the fact, is require more validators to actually, validate a transaction. So before it was 5 out of 9, now it's 8 out of 9. So that's a good move. That's lesson number 1, right? To take from this is these projects that run their own blockchain, how many validators do they have, right? Is it enough to where it starts to impede any kind of hack attempt? Because here's the deal. The reason that you put a lock on your front door is not because that lock is completely unassailable. Anybody with enough time and skill can actually break into your home. The reason you put it in there is because it would take so much time to where it's not worth it for a thief, right? Same thing goes with validator nodes. You want to make sure that you have enough of those, or the validation curve is high enough to where, you don't have that, hit my mic. So you don't have that potential issue. The second thing that I think is really, really interesting is if you look at the actual hack and if you look at the announcement, Jason, what was the delay? 6 days, 5 days? It was something like that. It was almost a week. Right.
So the private key, the 2 private keys were used basically 6 or like 5 days ago.
Right.
So like that's when the attack actually happened. So
right.
If anybody that's part of a project that has a DAO, even basic treasury, you would want the team or at least the community to have alerts set on those, right? I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? If somebody's doing something with that, you want to be notified. So that happened like 6 days ago.
Correct.
But the other biggest part with the DAO is one of the an access to one of the wallets, or I think the DAO itself, was whitelisted, and this was in December 2021. So there's a whitelisted function that was actually placed, and that was never revoked. So basically, if you're dumbing it down, or a solid analogy is like if you're whitelisting an IP address to then access a network, you're allowing it to go in there, right? You're allowing it. It's whitelisted. Go for it. But if you never revoke that or remove it, whoever has access to that or knows how to then leverage it or utilize it will still continue to have access to that. So this is from December 2021 and was never revoked. Yep. So whoever that dev was that didn't remove that, that's kind of one of those things you're looking at. That's like that's like outer ring, honestly. So that's like the keys are there, or you gave somebody access to play the demo, and then you never remove like the demo link from the website. I mean, that's not as bad as a $600 million hack, but perhaps like the back end or like getting access to all the different planets and all that, right? You would never want those people to then have access again.
So we've talked about validator nodes. We've talked about monitoring and alerts. That's the second piece. The third piece is something that Ricardo and Will know really, really well, being professionals and having spent a lot of time in this, is you always want to follow the principle of least access. So that is, you want to give partners the access that they need and nothing more. And that was violated here. For performance purposes on the blockchain, to try to sort of speed things up a little bit, they kind of threw a back door in and they forgot to close it. That's the problem. Yep. And this is not an indictment on the Ronin team. It's not intended to be, but it's just more of an expose of, hey guys, if you're going to buy into a blockchain, here are the basic minimum questions you need to ask. one, how many validator nodes and how steep a curve is it? Two, what kind of monitoring do you have in place to detect these hacks? And three, do you follow the principle of least access, right?
Mhm.
Bare minimum, basic, got to ask those three questions before you really start to buy into a blockchain. And those that have been locked down, secured, and done really well understand these three things very well, and then some.
Yeah.
The sad part also, that initial trigger, so the initial supposed trigger that caused all this to be looked into was an investor, someone that's on the bridge. They were trying to withdraw 5,000 ETH. And when they went to try and withdraw that 5,000 ETH, they weren't able to.
No liquidity pool. Yeah.
But again, that all that coding was, or the trigger on the private keys was 5-6 days ago.
Yeah, so nobody even saw it.
No, but
It
think about the little
somebody
guys.
else could be using it to discover that it was gone. Yeah, that's sad.
What about the one guy trying to pull 1 ETH or like half of an ETH, 1/10 of an ETH? Maybe those people were ignored. I mean, we don't know, again, like the whole story of it, but somebody that's trying to pull out 5,000 ETH, maybe that's that big of a whale to be like, something's wrong. We need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you had triggers and if you knew something was happening with your treasury or the DAO, I mean, come on, that's not good.
What does it mean for the future of blockchain gaming, this hack? Do you know what repercussions? Can we discuss that? I don't know. It's kind of
I
worrisome.
suppose the repercussions are on the Ronin chain as opposed to gaming as like
in general.
Sort of a big, yeah. I think the most important thing is that if anybody is developing blockchains for gaming or really anything, like they have to follow the right principles to lock down that blockchain.
I think this also just falls onto like layer 2, like these different layers, because again, Ethereum itself has all those validators, so 200,000 plus. So if you now look at these other layers, the first question to always ask again is how many validators or what's the system? You know, is it point of stake, POW, whatever, and to start making sure that that layer is then actually secured fully all the way. I mean, that's
this
just,
we saw with the Solana hack a while back, right?
Correct.
Where they exploited the smart contract itself, right? If you put enough money, it basically is like you have to get to this critical mass where there's enough money on your blockchain for these people to take notice. You basically fly under the radar for the longest time, and then once you have like, I want to say in the 100 million plus range, then everybody tries to hack it all at the same time. And they're trying every possible combination, every possible thing.
So,
and this, it makes it hard for new projects to achieve liftoff for that reason alone, because unless you are like Fort Knox, like eventually somebody will figure out a way.
I think another more interesting, I guess, question for the gaming world. And I'm going to just say also that I did this. It's a game. We all when I start playing like Nintendo, Genesis, all like the old school games, the first thing that I would actually also do is go online and look at cheat codes, right? I want to figure out what can I do to get a competitive edge. So all these games, these blockchain games, sometimes still actually apply like CSS, like coding, right? So like to make things visually displayed. But there's people out there that can manipulate that, right? On the browser, you can change CSS code, you can do all that kind of stuff. That wouldn't have an effect directly on the blockchain component, but yeah, I mean, for these games, if there's a way for gamers to find out cheat codes, hacks, I mean, I feel like gamers are the types that are more likely to do that kind of stuff, I guess.
Of course.
Well, before we had this idea of front-running bots and hacking the mempool of blockchains, there was these concept of in-game memory hacks through things like Cheat Engine. You probably know about, you've heard about this, where the game is running in memory, and if you can decode what variable is where in memory and overwrite it, then you can hack the game. And many games have fallen victim to this type of hack over the years.
That's how Game Genie worked back in the old days. I'm really dating myself, but
1980s. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, good time.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's mental.
So the hacking part, I don't know that much about the metaverse aspect and how that's laid in or interconnected with the blockchain technology aspect. I think that's the next thing we unfortunately might be seeing then, right? People claiming other sectors and all that kind of stuff, or taking other people's NFTs, other gaming components, right? That could be kind of scary.
Or if you're deploying any sort of custom smart contract, that needs to be reviewed, audited, like many different ways before deploying it, because unless it's upgradable or unless you're completely sure that it's just rock solid, eventually somebody will find a way. They'll find a way.
On our ring, we are looking at security and how we're going to protect our players like as much as possible.
The other thing too is trusting the game client, right? If you're trusting the game client to post information that is truthful, you can make that assumption, especially when it deals with anything financial.
Yeah, but we're not going to be holders. Like all the wallets will live outside, and we're going to use the Ethereum virtual machine to do so. So it's supposed to be as secure as possible. But that doesn't mean that they cannot hack the game client to some extent, right? So
I'm thinking again, just like with skins, right? So being able to upgrade your character and all that.
Yeah.
And I think ironically it was with like that old, like the Penguin Hotel or that other hotel game where you can make yourself invisible. Or Unreal Tournament, you can make yourself invisible.
I remember that.
Go into some metaverse component where like a business is using that as like a platform to talk.
Yeah.
And you got someone like YOLO like running in invisible, like just messing up the entire speech or something.
I forget what game it was. I think it was like Half-Life or something, where there was like a client command to disable trace hits. So like you could disable in the client, and then the server would trust that the bullet path from the client was correct. So somebody would go and hack it, turn trace hits off on the walls, and they would shoot people through the wall.
That's
crazy.
Hey, we had aimbots. We had all the good
wild
stuff.
Yeah. And this, folks, if you're watching all of this and going, what are these, engineering guys on about? This is why it takes 3 years to build a game instead of 3 months.
Correct.
Right?
Just mental.
Hey,
all right, guys.
We can have a whole topic on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump. I need to prep for another meeting. Well, meetings.
Yeah.
It was really great talking to you guys, showing you Outer
Likewise.
Ring. You have the website. We'll continue talking. We'll give you updates as we progress. And yeah, we're looking forward to release the game and building everything. So it's been
all right. Get going.
Great
We'll
journey.
be in touch also on Telegram.
Great to have you on, Ricardo.
Have a great day, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too.
And the viewers as
Take
well.
care. Thanks, my friend.
Bye.
Appreciate you being on.
All right. I know we went off on a little bit of a tangent there. And I think we could always go further into these game talks. And interestingly enough, I think kind of what Ricardo had mentioned, I don't think we're at that stage yet, as weird as that sounds. We haven't really seen the metaverse component go into full high gear to see people wanting to then hack them, right, Will? I mean, again, I think they have to get to that certain level to be of interest.
Yeah.
Maybe like the central land, like big levels.
Sometimes there's the early adopters, but unless there's a significant financial incentive for that, usually it's not of interest, right? We saw when yield farming first started catching on in 2019, I think it was, we started seeing these weird hacks that were utilizing flash loans and yield farming. You remember all this stuff?
Yeah, yep.
But those things just happened because, there was enough financial incentive for people to finally just be like, okay, if I get this to work, I'll make $10 million, and they did it.
Makes sense. Yeah. All right. I'm starting to see a trend here, and we could kind of bring it to a close, but I'm seeing a trend of gaming, metaverse, play to earn type projects coming to you guys for upLink. And it makes sense, right? You have this community and they want the token, but they're being told, go to PancakeSwap, go to this exchange, do all this kind of stuff, which might take them out of that whole gaming ecosystem. But upLink is there at the very beginning. It's a direct onboarding system. They get the token right away. Credit card, token, done. No questions asked. They're ready. So more gaming projects are starting to take notice of this.
Right.
Yeah. And one of the things that we have to do as a company when we review which tokens to list on upLink, we have to do serious due diligence on that company and due to Eric and my history in the game industry, we both have extensive history in the game industry. We're able to do that very easily with game companies because we
know what to look for. Bottom line.
Well, yeah, you're not looking for the ones that started a month or so ago and say that they have this full-fledged game to launch within 2 weeks.
Right.
I don't know about that.
Well, you could have basic questions like, what game engine are you using? And if you get, the deer in the headlights looks, then there's something up. I mean, that's the easy stuff, right? But there's way more to it than that. And the other thing is that there's actually a lot of gaming properties that we're talking to, and that's not accidental, right? So if you think about UpLink versus the other guys, what's the biggest difference? And the biggest difference is very simple, right? It's the other guys will give you a widget with lots of tokens. We make it a more, bespoke experience. We make it an easy experience to get into. And if you think about it, with any product that involves an experience, music, gaming, video, any purchases, any economic transaction has to be quick and painless and directed. And that's what UpLink is really, really good at, more so than the other guys.
Very true.
By design.
FYI, that I forgot I had to screen up that Ronin network that it wasn't given back. So
they just took it.
Yeah, it's still there. They're not giving that back.
So this is also like $3 million of ETH
just sitting there
on your chain.
So sad.
Yeah.
All right. Game plan going forward, guys. So are you guys plan on just going towards these gaming projects full on hardcore? Do you feel like that's a niche that hasn't also been fully leveraged yet, put out there? That's still relatively new. It's hot. It's like the new thing.
We think it's a great vertical for us. I mean, it's almost tailor-made for us, honestly. The other thing that I wanted to bring up as we start to sort of get to the end of the show is we're not done innovating with Flourishing AI as well. So we're kind of playing both sides of it. So, and Will in particular put out something that, fairly recently that we thought was really, really interesting and would speak to, folks basically researching and, let's face it, research and DYOR is kind of the boring part of crypto, right? Everybody loves to press the button and get the exhilaration of a trade, right? Or maybe go to sleep at night and then have, an AI watching their back. But there's a third component, and that is, doing all of your research and, maybe making that a little bit easier because it can be time consuming. And let's face it, markets move real fast. So Will, you want to talk about that maybe a little bit?
Yeah. So as you all know, we have this promising command that shows you markets that are in by what we think to be purchasable areas. We're adding the kind of other side of that where we think that you should sell these, we think you should buy these, and we're carving that up. And we're going to make that way prettier. As you know, we also have manual mode now. So Fate will tell you, like, I think you should enter a trade into this for this much money, et cetera, and then you can say yes or no. So all of that is starting to come together in various ways.
I love just how he's like so nonchalant about this. We either need to give you a whole bunch of coffee or some candy before the show. Yo, Fate is she's literally killing it. You see community members honestly just saying all the time, "Whoa, it was just 105% like game the other."
Yeah,
day.
I saw the 105% one. Yeah,
yeah, that's amazing. Again,
crazy.
This is for people that aren't just new into this space. This is for those that are experienced technical analysis. That's for everybody across the board. This is extra data that you don't have access to, and Fate is there. You just ask her for information, she gives it to you.
The other thing, like the other day, we were talking about like reading charts and seeing what the pattern is. Like Fate does that for you. Like just type /I on a market and Fate be like, oh, this is the pattern.
Here's the pattern.
Yeah. Not only is it like doing the basic technical analysis, but you'll see a lot of different chart patterns. Like you can zoom in and out and draw them different ways, and it's actually different types of patterns. She'll actually do like a stochastic analysis and figure out what the most likely one of those is the real one. And that's like a whole other thing in technical analysis that's not even talked about usually.
So I think we have to talk about that or Fibonacci on Wednesday. I'll leave that one up to you. All right. I actually had a member within my group, and I've seen this a few times as well within the community about the token aspect, so the use case of AI, right? We know that through UpLink, there is the burn component. So that's ongoing. And judging by the amount of projects that are getting on there, that's actually a huge component because a lot of people are going to start using that. So it's only a matter of time to where things really start kicking into gear.
That's right. We got to do our next buy and burn. That's right. I was going to do it today, and we did this. It's going to happen though, and we're
randomizing it.
An amount of money in UpLink lately, and as well as Fate. We've seen a lot of new accounts coming in, so that's got to happen soon. But yeah,
we had a member. They are curious to know about the additional use cases behind AI, and I believe we did talk about that in the community group with like the free tier, I guess, right? With information.
That's right. So 2-tier approach where we have basic level information that is free, like usual. Anybody can use it. Any channel can use it. And then a premium tier of deep research information and deeper analysis that is going to require people to buy and burn AI. And speaking of this, we also had somebody in our chat this morning proposed a really cool idea that I really like, which is the idea of to create an NFT that will represent staking. And then to get that NFT, you burn the AI that you're staking, you get the NFT, and it represents that staking. And what that has accomplished is we have converted that 10,000 AI into an NFT, and we've burned the supply of that and AI at the same time. So it increases the price action of AI and gets us into the NFT space at the same time. I really like this idea. All right, so thanks for that.
It is a neat idea. Yeah.
Lots of stuff happening now. All right. What else we've got? I know April Fool's is here. Do you want to leave on a good note, or you want to have some trickery in there?
we had a little. I'll end it on this. We had a little fun this morning on Twitter where we announced that UpLink is now facilitating purchases of USD fiat with USD bank cards. So that was interesting. I did have at least one person DM me and go, "Have you guys lost your minds?"
Yeah.
That was really, by the way, the person who did that in the community, you know where you are. We had a good laugh about it, right? But that was a lot of fun. Well, check the date. Oh yeah, that was a ton of fun.
So today's video, I might also do the same thing as last week where we split it because I really liked the information from Outer Ring. I really like the whole gaming component and their design. It's really it's unique. It's cool to theirs.
Did a great job. Yeah.
Yep. And I am curious to see how, UpLink, we've always just seen it on browsers as like the widget form, but if they can convert it or then put it into the game, like an ATM, that would be cool.
Yeah, it's a great idea. And it should be, I think it'd be an awesome idea. But we need to create the API for that. Right now it's an actual HTML widget. So we need to kind of provide them a deeper level of access to do that. But it is possible.
Or something else.
No. Don't talk about that.
No. This is with UpLink. This is with UpLink. So I did see that there's other tokens added.
Oh, this one. Yeah. So we realized that, people that are using UpLink, they're going through the KYC process, creating an account, all this stuff to set up. We want to reward them for having been a custom of ours versus other on-ramps that they could use and being in our system by giving them the option to buy a whole bunch of tokens that we've vetted as quality tokens on the BSC chain. And it was a very low lift for us to do. So this should, increase people's options now that they have this. And you come in the second time with UpLink, you've done the KYC, you've created an account. It's very simple. So just increasing the range of options of things that people can buy when they come back, I think will just increase the return rate of people,
Sure. Well, yeah, they're always going to want different options. So that's what you want to have. Yeah. Not even that. Somebody could come here. I'm just looking at it. There's Link, Uniswap, Dodge. They could come there for that, but then come back and say, wasn't this also powered by AI and AI is there? Maybe I should go back and check that token out.
Yeah. And every time you buy from here, we burn AI, right? So this is an important thing. Not only is this, I believe, one of if not the, but one of the cheapest on-ramps out there in the whole world of on-ramps. But we're actually burning our token when you buy from us. So it seems to be an obvious decision when you're thinking about on-ramps to use, in my opinion.
I like it.
Totally.
We need to get that affiliate program up so people start really sharing this thing. That's going to be the fuel to fire to really get this out there. I like that idea.
People, I mean, obviously we're working on the affiliate program, but people should share just because it's easy to use to begin with, right? Like the product speaks for itself, right? If you got a friend, a relative, like your buddy or whatever, who's like, I need to get like wrapped Doge on the BSC chain, but I can't because it's too complicated. Just send them the uplink.
Just send them here.
You're done.
I want to be there for that. I want to be there for that conversation. Yo,
exactly.
Jay, I need some wrapped Doge. Bro, I got you covered. Uplink.
And I'm kind of sad that that's one of the projects that ultimately, from our research, came out to be a vetted project because
it's not just that, but so Will, I mean, we talked about this on Market Talk. These meme tokens are starting to come back. Like you're seeing other influencers throughout Twitter, they're talking about it. So there will be a point when Dodge is going to take off again, and you can actually get it right now.
Elon will pump it. It's a guarantee.
Elon will pump it.
Yep.
And so Fate will be there. Fate, actually, I think Fate the other day bought a bag of Doge even in my account.
So. Okay. But ultimately, Doge is not on Coinbase to my knowledge. What was the big app with the bow and arrow? What's the guy's name? Robinhood. It's on Robinhood. But the problem with Robinhood is that when you buy it, it's not your wallet. I mean, it's Robinhood's.
And you're not buying crypto. You're buying a crypto option in reality, right? They don't really tell you that, and it's for some people the difference is moot. But for those of you in the know, it's actually a significant difference.
Yep.
As anybody involved with GME will tell you, that's a significant difference.
That's right.
All right, guys, we're almost an hour. Again, I'm going to split up this video. We'll put it into 2 halves. Thanks again for also bringing on Outer Ring. Again, I like that project. I think that's going to be awesome.
An awesome project.
And I think I saw some chats about large exchanges. So there's always that other connection. That's all I'm going to say.
We're always cooking stuff up, as you know.
I'm going to say, yeah.
There's
all right, guys.
Always something happening.
Thank you for joining. Will be back for Market Talk next week, and we'll be chats and Telegram. Thanks for joining again.
Thank you, Jason. Thanks, Will.
Yeah, thanks.
Should I end it, or should we have some more FOMO?